2010 until March 2022 is how long I was in SEG. When you get processed, they strip you down, and the GI comes and looks at all your tattoos and shows your tattoos. And if you have anything that says Mexican Mafia or it's concerning me, right? They'll put you to the side and then seg you, what they call seg. That's the one that they looked at. That's why they seg me, and then they seg me for this one as well. Those, because they say Mexican Mafia, and so that confirmed me right there. What they call confirmed. Confirmed. That's enough for them, you know. Besides, they ask you, are you an active member or are you an ex-member? Because they don't want to put you in the wrong place. And that's all it takes. You know, it doesn't take any bad activity, bad behavior. It's just based off of that, your affiliation or association, and that's it. And then from there, I spent all my time in SEG with clear conduct, no major cases, but they never would release me unless I would go to the grad program, which is why we filed the lawsuit, because it's not exactly fair. Because in population, you have other groups, many groups that are what you would say would act with gang type behavior, but they have them out there, and us, they punish us for what? You know, we haven't had like bad conduct, or for example assaulted officers or anything like that, you know, disrespected staff or anything. So why should we be subjected to that form of psychological torture, physical torture? You know, lack of movement, it affects you. Before I went in there, I would say I did suffer from some sort of PTSD, which I never knew what PTSD was. And once I started learning about it, I started realizing that that's what I had. That's what I had. They never asked me, "Do you suffer from PTSD?" I don't think anybody with PTSD should be put in SEG personally, because it's going to exacerbate that illness, you know. And that's what it did to me, and it still does. It took a while. Now that I work in a factory, a manufacturing company, it affects me. The loud noises, the movements, the screaming. There's kids playing around in the factory, and once it young guys, I call them kids. Once it gets like close to going home, our shift's over, they'll start screaming like or help, or just playing around, you know, because they're almost done working, they're excited, and they'll be screaming, and you'll hear it all over the factory. Kids are 21, 22, 23 years old, and I hear those noises, and I mean, it literally stops me. You know, like it's like, what is that, or what's wrong? You know, and normally, I never was like that. You know, I never had those things run through my mind. You know, it kind of like shocks me at first. I had to get used to it. I'm still getting used to it. You know, it's like the solitary confinement. Anything that's loud or slams or a scream or something, it makes the PTSD worse. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to describe, but that's the first thing I noticed when I started working. Even the loud noises from the machines, you know. The worst part about SEG, feeling helpless, you know, like there's no way out, no reasonable way out, you know, no exit, and knowing that you're going to be stuck there for a very long time, and then watching yourself basically deteriorate in there at a slow rate. It took me several years to accept that, and once I accepted that, it was my coping mechanism to make it a little bit easier for me. I just forgot about family, forgot about the world, forgot about everything, and just concentrated on myself and the group around me there, and basically just survival, like trying to make the best of it, a day by day process. Don't look at the time, don't look at the calendar, don't pay attention to holidays, birthdays, anything like that. Let all that go. Let any relationships go, and just study, occupy your mind on other things. That's the only thing I could do. Luckily, I was forced into legal work, paralegal work, with our lawsuit and stuff, and researching and learning about psychological and mental damage for the lawsuit, and educated myself basically. And that's what kept me afloat, I would say.